She said Diddy got semen recipes.
She said a lot yesterday that sets them up for the landing. They just haven't landed the plane. And
Could you imagine the courtroom gasping in disbelief? What happens when surveillance footage emerges that nobody expected? Diddy trembled in court as new footage showed him entering Kim Porter's room just hours before her death. The grainy images revealed moments that neither he nor the prosecutors anticipated. The atmosphere crackled with tension as the audience strained to piece together what really went down that fateful night.
I think that if anything, you walked away believing that this woman could have been taken advantage of.
It's only day 2, y'all.
But they also said people are leaving.
Kim Porter was Diddy's former partner and mother to 3 of his children. Their relationship spanned many years, marked by passionate connection and public intrigue. In 2018, her sudden passing was officially attributed to lobar pneumonia. Friends and family expressed shock, insisting she was in robust health days before. Yet rumors persisted, casting shadows over the coroner's ruling and fueling speculation that something darker might have occurred.
During that people were snapping and sleeping. Was that
people
true as well?
felt like the prosecution was taking too long to get the gut punch. That's how.
Alp Shaw, Porter's ex-husband and father of her son, publicly questioned the official narrative. He noted she had celebrated their son's recent success and seemed fine. How could someone healthy suffer a fatal bout of pneumonia overnight? His words struck a chord, prompting whispers that the investigation was hasty. A voice from within the inner circle was voicing doubts, suggesting the truth remained concealed.
How people felt, because they spent so much time on their history, on why she didn't do this. They kept asking her a lot of the same questions about the drugs they were taking. But what I think that the prosecution was...
Gene Deal, once a trusted bodyguard to Diddy, fueled further unrest with unsettling claims. He hinted at a possible physical altercation between the couple on the night of Porter's death. He spoke of pillow fights that turned sinister, implying smothering might explain her plight. Such an allegation, uttered by a former insider, sent ripples through Hollywood's glossy facade, casting suspicion on every luxurious detail. Whispers also pointed to an enigmatic figure seen at Porter's home that day. Corey Gamble's presence became a subject of heated debate after a resurfaced image placed him at the scene. Gossip suggested he acted as a Hollywood problem solver, a fixer who smoothed over scandals. The tangled web of relationships, business deals, and hidden agendas grew more bewildering by the minute. Porter's children stood firmly by the official cause, releasing statements denouncing foul play theory. They dismissed the notion that their mother authored a tell-all memoir. Yet a book called Kim's Lost Words claimed to reveal her secrets, alleging abuse and dark deeds. Chris Todd, the author behind a pseudonym, declared he possessed tapes that could rock the industry. Imagining Hollywood's bedrock shaken by such evidence felt surreal. Diddy's turbulent history with ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura added another layer of complexity. Footage from 2016 captured a brutal assault at a luxury hotel. The sight of a music mogul once celebrated for charisma and style, reducing a woman to tears, ignited public outrage. He offered a public apology, yet his words felt hollow against the raw visuals of violence displayed on screens everywhere. Cassie's legal assertions described years of controlling behavior culminating in a traumatic rape in 2018. Her descriptions of private gatherings known as freak-offs painted a harrowing picture of non-consensual encounters. She testified that she felt like a sex worker trapped in a gilded cage. Every detail she shared eroded the image of glamour, revealing a world where abuse hid behind designer labels. Testimonies from those close to Diddy portrayed a man obsessed with dominance. Dawn Richard recalled witnessing him threaten to make someone vanish. Regina Ventura, Cassie's mother, spoke of bruises and fear that drove her to document every mark. The mounting evidence created a pattern suggesting systematic manipulation. Turning to Porter, questions multiplied. Could someone capable of such cruelty have harmed her?
Pray to the Most High. Pray to God. Pray to God.
Mark Curry, a former Bad Boy artist, vividly recounted Porter's broken-nosed incident, blaming Diddy's wrath. He also claimed wiretapping fueled paranoia, marking a descent into obsession. Such actions painted a portrait of a partner whose affection veered into captivity. Every alleged tactic illustrated a dark narrative where trust dissolved into fear. Speculation blossomed over what Porter might have discovered. Rumors described vaults filled with compromising tapes. She allegedly copied evidence as insurance, wary of leaving empty-handed. Chris Todd claimed insiders offered him these tapes, fueling Hollywood's hunger for scandal. If such material existed, it would rewrite the script for countless careers. Meanwhile, Diddy's current racketeering trial offered a backdrop to Porter's saga. Prosecutors accused him of running a criminal enterprise, using sex trafficking as an instrument of power. Cassie spent days detailing torment under oath, chilling jurors into silent horror. The courtroom transformed into a battleground where secrets clashed with denials, each testimony pushing the saga forward.
Like you said,
How has it been inside court?
Understanding power dynamics exposed Diddy's hold over emerging artists like Cassie. He signed her to his label at 19, controlling her career and personal life. Therapy records revealed she endured months of treatment for post-traumatic stress. Imagining a young artist's dreams hijacked by violence felt suffocating. The trial's momentum raised unsettling parallels with Porter's demise, casting her end in an ominous new light. Gene Deal's recollections hinted at Porter's violent self-defense, wounding Diddy's wrist with a corkscrew. He suggested her strength provoked his opioid addiction. Each anecdote peeled back another layer of a relationship riddled with conflict. Further claims described stolen devices and missing book notes, suggesting intentional erasure. Porter's digital trail vanished into thin air, fueling mistrust in the official narrative. Porter's family maintained the natural cause verdict, urging respect for her memory. They balanced grief with public scrutiny, defending both mother and man who raised her children. Their stance intensified the divide between familial loyalty and outsider allegations. Love, it seemed, could both illuminate and obscure truth. The contrasting perspectives underscored the complexity of seeking justice amid fame.
Because, see, I know something that a lot of people don't know. I know that you and Kim Porter had a sit-down right before
Discussions of explosive tapes drew in legal figures like attorney Ariel Mitchell Kidd. She spoke of 3 tapes capable of imploding reputations. Names of potential participants remained unspoken, shrouded in legal caution. Hollywood's appetite for scandal met a crossroads with ethical boundaries. Each whispered possibility heightened anticipation as fans and foes alike wondered what remained hidden. The scale of Diddy's empire became evident during a federal raid in 2024. Agents uncovered disturbing items in his Miami Beach mansion: lingerie, weapon parts, scratched out serial numbers. An army of officers scoured the 20,000 square foot palace, revealing the resources at his command. Luxury became tainted, each opulent detail amplified by criminal implications. Ringing phones and flashing cameras documented every moment, turning property into evidence. Defense attorneys painted Diddy's behavior as the byproduct of a volatile yet consensual relationship. They argued that rage did not equate to sex trafficking or racketeering. Their narrative suggested passionate turbulence rather than criminal conspiracy. Yet multiple women's stories converged into a chorus of fear, making the defense's path uphill. Every recorded beating undercut the claim of mere relationship drama.
She left us. And I know Kim had some very good advice to give you.
Cassie described freak-offs where boundaries blurred beyond repair. Porter's alleged memoir hinted at similar gatherings, suggesting a pattern of exploitation. Gossip spoke of celebrities entwined in these depraved events. The darkness of these parties contradicted Hollywood's glamorous veneer. Those invited were complicit, becoming puppets in a twisted spectacle of power. Financial settlements underscored how money influenced silence. Cassie received $20 million. Another settlement from a hotel netted $10 million. These sums loomed as both restitution and deterrent, reflecting the lengths Diddy would go to bury accusation. Vast wealth shielded Elise, creating a system where truth risked drowning beneath cash. Yet when larger forces turned against him, his fortune seemed less impenetrable. The entertainment industry's history echoed with tales of sweeping misconduct under the rug. Weinstein and Kelly cases offered grim precedents for how power corrupted justice. Diddy's influence spread into fashion, liquor, and television, extending far beyond music. A tangled network of alliances whispered warnings. Crossing him could end careers. Yet when allies faltered, his armor weakened, exposing vulnerabilities long concealed.
I didn't know Cassie, but I knew somebody who was going through the same thing she was going through. And
Power dynamics between moguls and politicians surfaced when Diddy sued Diageo over brand disputes. The lawsuit allegedly severed ties that once protected him. By challenging a major liquor company, he may have undermined alliances, keeping him above reproach. Settling the case ultimately failed to restore his standing. The ripple effect of his lawsuit extended into subsequent legal onslaughts, illustrating how even the mighty could stumble when biting the hand that fed them. Accusations from figures like Jaguar Wright deepened suspicions by connecting eerie deaths to Diddy's circle. Heavy D, Andre Harrell, and others died under unexpected circumstances, sparking rumors of sinister forces at play. Wright's questions formed a morbid tapestry where tragedy and fame intermingled. Whether coincidence or conspiracy, the pattern provoked dread. Fans and detractors alike pondered if a darker reality lurked behind each passing. Circling back to Porter's case, the mosaic of allegations painted a bleak tableau. Physical abuse, controlling tendencies threatened isolation, each thread weaved into a tapestry of fear. If Porter planned to unveil his secrets, she faced daunting choices. Leaving could mean losing her children's security. Speaking out might risk her life. Her silence spoke volumes, becoming a haunting testament to what might lie beneath surface narratives.
When someone cheats and they have a child with someone else, that's my boundary. That's, for me.
The disputed memoir claimed Porter witnessed tapes of an unnamed teenage star, shocking even seasoned insiders. She allegedly stored copies as leverage, crafting a potential reveal that threatened to topple titans. The memoir's authenticity remained fiercely contested, but its mere existence rattled elites. Questions of motive and truth intertwined, creating uncertainty over who manipulated facts. In Hollywood, trust became a rare commodity, exchanged for rumor and speculation. Porter and Diddy's relationship ended years before her death, yet their bond through children lingered. Shared custody blurred lines between past and present, connecting them even in separation. If abuse marked their partnership, how might it have resurfaced? The tangled loyalties between family and accusation complicated every assertion. Delving into love stories meant wading through shifting sands of memory, where each recollection was shaped by loyalty and pain. The reality of Diddy's incarceration magnified the dramatic shift from stardom to confinement. He traded red carpets for cell blocks at MDC Brooklyn, a grim echo chamber of regret. He faced charges that threatened to erase legacies built on beats and lyrics. His attorney lamented prison food's bleakness, comparing it to gourmet obscenity. Every bland bite underscored the gulf between past splendor and present austerity, reminding the world that no crown lasts forever.
That's where I draw the line. And so with that happening, it made it a little easier to leave.
Inmates at MDC Brooklyn endured overcrowding, poor sanitation, and violence. Stories of stabbings and maggots in meals circulated, painting a grim picture of daily life. Isolation became a psychological crucible, amplifying fears of unknown legal outcomes. Comparisons to notorious detainees underscored the prison's infamy. Diddy's billionaire status meant little behind bars, where humanity faced stark reduction. His legal team pleaded for bail, offering $50 million secured by property. They surrendered passports as guarantees, vowing he posed no flight risk. Yet prosecutors warned of witness tampering, painting him as a danger to the community. The courtroom battle over bail transformed into a spectacle of power and fear. Ultimately, the judge refused release, keeping him confined as the trial loomed large. Family members filled courthouse rows, a show of unity in adversity. Diddy blew kisses to his mother as cameras clicked relentlessly. His children arrived in solidarity, their composed faces hinting at turmoil within. Outside, supporters and skeptics gathered, embodying the case's divisive nature. The presence of kin amid legal chaos humanized the story, often reduced to scandal.
And they did. They arrived. They were in unison. They all came in holding hands together, too. And Sean Combs' mother, Janice, was also in that courtroom, too. But another person who I found particularly interesting to be inside that courtroom was LaWanda Lane. Now, she is the best friend of Kim Porter. And as we have been reporting on, she has been taking care of Sean Combs' twin daughters, Delilah and Jessie, while Combs has been locked up inside that federal detention center. I didn't see any type of actual emotion.
Though the jury's decision remains pending, the echoes of this saga will linger. Porter's memory now stands entwined with calls for reform, ensuring that victims cannot be silenced by wealth. As fans continue to debate and learn, subscribing for updates and sharing informed perspectives can help sustain pressure for justice. Remember to like this video and leave a comment to voice your support for truth,